Hello everyone and welcome to Bedtime Stories Part 8. We can't been running around Circus Minor for a long time now, for a whole episode, and I don't think we're there yet. We found, however, a very interesting character, El Ginto, who might be able to do something to the device. So let's check on the device that we want to repair. If we can do it, if we can take a piece and show it to him.
Go.
Really weird world. Okay, so that's the device. Can we find anything that we can use? Pick up one of the crystal shards. Ooh. Okay. At the rim of the crater, you find a silver crystal, sharp as a dagger on one end and smooth on the other. It might make a usable if somewhat crude weapon. Nice. Look for other useful shards. You sort through the remaining pieces of crystal, but they are too small and unwieldy to be of any use. Okay. Examine the suspended arms, the needle-like extension at the end. Inspect the metal ring. Again. No, step away from the device. Okay, we have something that we can try to use and show it to him. Okay? We'll do exactly that.
Fine.
Alright.
As you wish.
Let's talk to El Ginto again. I want to talk about your broken device again. Of course, did you bring that piece I asked for? Yes, I have this shard of crystal. He accepts the crystal shard with a great care, turning it over and over in his correct hands. In the silence, you catch a hint of wood smoke and notice that his eyes have turned slate gray. Living crystal, he mutters at last. Seeking a greater hole, still warm, maybe alive, maybe thinking. He hands the shard back to you with a touch of regret. Interesting piece of tech, but not one I know much about. Sorry, friend. Try asking around some more. Okay, farewell. Well, we tried.
All right.
And we might as well show that to Prata. The cage in which the creature floats is a simple frame that contains a shimmering, nearly transparent cylinder of energy. It emits a low hum, barely audible, that sets your teeth on edge. The container is a delicate filigree of ornate materials with no apparent controls. But surely they must be hidden somewhere in the traceries and protrusions of the wirework. You approach the cage cautiously. The monster within looks like a fungal blob mated with a muscular ichthoid. Ichthoid? Yeah, those are things that you can find in the rulebook. If you want, I can pull that up as well. Its multiple tentacles determine with syringes, needles, and injectors. This mass sits atop and is integrated with a floating orb of some type. Its seems to be both mechanical and biological, with one system flowing smoothly onto the next, a creation from some mad nightmare. The energy field darkens protectively and automatically as the creature throws itself at its walls, thrashing and striking mindlessly with its needle-tipped tentacles. The darkening is almost a strobe-like effect. Even as you watch, one of its tentacles coils back and blasts furious plasma at the walls of its cage. The cage holds, but shields them to prevent any radiation from the blast from escaping. Interesting. What are you? If anything, the creature redoubles its efforts to strike at you, its limbs a flurry of rage. How did you come to be here? It draws away from the edge of the energy field for a moment, as if gathering its thoughts, and then it launches itself at you, rebounding off the deceptive solidity of the cage. Its tentacles flail wildly, the needles at their tips glinting and oozing. So it basically only charges as me. What can you tell me of this place? Oops. Nah. What can you tell me of this place? A dim light builds underneath the Numenera, the orb at its base glowing brighter and brighter. Two tentacles stroke it, and they pull out a streamer of bright lightning. They stretch it between themselves, building in intensity, and then they hurl it at you. The walls of the cage darken instantly, and when they lighten again, you see the monster within flailing and crashing fruitlessly against the invisible walls. Can you understand me at all? The creature redoubles its efforts. I examine the cage. The cage appears to be made of a mixture of synth, sponge strong glass, and a lightweight metal, intricately embroidered to create mind-warping patterns, evocative and strange. Evocative. Energy shifts and flickers among the device, somehow being shaped by the form of the materials. Your closer examination reveals a small panel worked cunningly into the frame of the cage. Some of the filigrees here are worn and smooth, as if slowly eroded by friction. Perhaps these are the controls. I touch the cage. You reach out to the cage, your fingers hovering over some of the cunningly worked materials, and then you lay your hands on the cage. You close the circuit on the energy somewhere, or you become a part of it, and strange energies stroll through your body. The shock hurls you away from the cage. Ow. Oh, I shouldn't do that. I don't have that much health left.
I can breathe again. Go.
Yeah, no. That's it. We should talk to Prata. Let's talk to Prata. And show her the crystal. You sure you can't help me fix something? Quadruple sure. Okay. Okay, so let's check the journal. So we have borrowed and lost. We need to find a book. The beloved slave. From Cliff's Edge. Okay, and the rest is this.
Of course.
Wow, there's so many people. What kind of clock is this? Changing God cultists. Townsperson. Okay, those two. This one. Okay, there are not many people left to talk to. Performer. Child. Performer. Child. Okay, I guess, yeah, we have talked to almost everyone except Krya and those two at the top here. Let's talk to Krya first. A stall falls into the reef. hundreds witness the spectacle. And nothing. Then talk to those two. Or, I wouldn't want to, right? Look, look. It's one of the Death Cheetah's vessels. Can it be? What fortune! What joy! Kasmin will want to see a vessel, and Mimion too. Yeah, that's what I thought. Then again, are they able to tell me something? Should I risk it? Should I go and check whether or not they can help me? I might be able to take rest here if I talk to them. Yeah, let's talk to them. Let's make this interesting. As you approach the duo, you see that they are arguing heatedly but quietly. The petite woman turns toward you. Her hair is unusual, a light, almost yellow color, and her bright eyes dominate her pretty face. Excuse me, sir. My friend and I were having a discussion, and her eyes fall upon your tattoo, and her breath catches audibly in her throat. Her partner is an unnatural tall man, gaunt and sour-faced. His voice sonorous, with fingers that twitch and weave through strange contortions. Occasional light sparks in the air as he does. He turns to you and opens his mouth to speak, registers your tattoo and closes it again. Excuse me. His throat bombs for a moment, and he says, "It is an honor." She sighs. "Must we indulge in this religious nonsense?" Kalistish, that was Kalistish, I'm sorry. Mimion collects himself. "If I might impose on your time for a moment, will you tell me about your tattoo? How did you shape it? Do you know why it differs from the others?" What do you mean, shape it? Don't tattoos stay the same? "Not yours, revered one." Her voice is barest whisper as she curtsies. "You are a cast-off of the changing god, light of brilliance. His touch is on your hand. The tattoo marks you as his child." She gazes at you enrapt. "You are not alone. Other cast-offs live, and we treasure each of you." "You're welcome here, revered one. We stand ready to serve as we can. Have you any questions for us?" "Yeah, let's have my own cult." "What can you tell me about the meaning of this tattoo again?" He bows. "You're a cast-off of the changing god, our inspiration, the man who has cheated death for centuries so that he might accumulate wisdom. He wears bodies like clothes and abandons them when he has exhausted his studies with them. Yet, when he leaves, a spark of consciousness remains. Your consciousness, revered one." "Do you know anything about the sorrow?" She shudders and touches herself ritualistically on the forehead and on her lips. "A monster of deepest nightmare. I've heard that it wants you dead. Every one of the Holy One's creations, all dead. I don't know why, but it hates you." What can you tell me about my sire? "You mean the most accomplished inventor of our time? The hero of Saga's Cliffs? The man who dodged death himself? The Time Weaver? The man who destroyed the Tabat? Oh, we have so much to say," she catches herself. But perhaps we should wait for another time." Do you know anything about a device called a resonance chamber?" "Rumor and conjecture, nothing more. Idle speculation from those who wish to pretend to knowledge of your sire's motivations, passed along as fact." He leans out to touch you. "Have you seen it? Do you know where it is? What it does?" "The resonance chamber is in the reef of fallen worlds, under a broken dome. I need to know who can repair it. So have you seen it? Have you touched it? She catches herself. She seems almost overwhelmed. Your tattoo, like all the others, but this one is different. He looks sharply at you now, all distraction gone. I do not recognize you, he says. You do not match any descriptions we have recorded. She snaps her fingers as if she finally figured out a mystery. Wait, let me remember your face. She studies you carefully. Oh my, you're new. Are you the changing god? Can it be? She reaches out to touch your sleeve and pulls her hand back quickly. Oh, here it comes. Should I say I'm the changing god? No, I'm not. No, I'm not the changing god. He nods, satisfied. As I thought, you're a cast-off, one of his children. He touches you with his long-fingered hands, as if in consolation. There is no shame in such a thing. Many cast-offs have come to our attention, and some of them had sought to deceive us, so that they might seem more important. He smiled softly. If you're as new as we suspect, it is better for you, for us, to know the truth of your existence than to bluster and lie. Kasmin, crestfallen, she touches your shoulder. Are you sure? You're not? She catches herself. No, why would you lie about that? With a noticeable effort, she wrenches herself into optimism, and she chirps. But you're new, aren't you? You are new. Have you decided what you'll do? What you'll be? Your sire's other children have done amazing things. Amazing. And no doubt you will as well. He lays a hand on her shoulder, and his voice is low, cautionary. Cass. She looks away from you for a moment, swallowing sudden tears, and he says, We have a request for you. He gestures toward the clock behind him. Dark figures circumambulate these clock faces. I theorize that your sire's creation of the time shields that protected the city established a connection with his future selves. Given this, we believe those figures may be cast-offs, or ghosts of cast-offs, perhaps. The living shells of the bodies your creator has worn previously. His fingers struck eloquently for him. The clock is unmoored in time, you see. We do not have a knowledge sufficient to investigate, but you might. You have a connection with he who created the clock. You should be able to align it with the present time and uncover who these figures are. The gentle rare smile appears. If you cannot, at least you will increase your store of knowledge. Our store of knowledge. Kasmin. She smiles bravely, looking between Mimion and you, and says, And then we can answer the questions you must have, right, Mim? Do you have any idea how to fix the clock? We have tried. I have applied to the Order of Truth. I have spoken with eminent seekers of knowledge. We have sent for wisdom from as far as the Steadfast. A great achievement, you must agree. None have given us an answer. We believe your sire created the device, or had a hand in it. Perhaps. Dismay dances across his fingers. His hungry-eyed compatriot steps in. Perhaps you can find an answer where others have failed, and then we can help you. She turns away. You will have our boundless gratitude, revered one.
I'll remember that.
Okay. Okay. Fixing that clock. Let's check it out. This complex machine towers over you. Its purpose is unclear, but the three circular faces set into the ground remind you of clocks. Something is wrong with the machine, however. It's partially transparent, shimmering in the air when you look directly at it. The clock faces seem to show several different times at once. Humanoid silhouettes ripple beneath the central clock face. One places his hand against the face as though it were a glass wall. They seem to be watching you. Let's reach for the silhouette figures. Your hand passes straight through the clock face, the figures, and the entire structure. It's as if the entire machine wasn't even there. As you pull your hand away, a memory strikes you, as powerful as if someone took a club to your chest. You're working at the clock. It is no longer transparent, but perfectly solid. There is a noise behind you. So they have come, the three traitors. They think to surprise you, but through the powers of the clock you have foreseen this moment. There is the faintest sound of metal sliding against leather. You slap a hand on the central clock face, activating the clock's arcane powers. You're not sure what it will do to them, but it's better than what they'll do to you. There is a flash. Arcs of energy stretch out from the clock, over your shoulders to your would-be attackers. You don't see what happened to them, but they quickly disappear along with their screams. As the last shreds of the memory fade, a swirl of energy passes through your body. Cold barbs prick every muscle. Suddenly, tidal forces arc from the clock and to three ancient devices in the cultist encampment. The clock recognized something inside you, or maybe vice versa. Either way, you have inadvertently activated the nearby devices.
Making a note.
Okay.
On it.
Complex machine shimmers in the air when you're during the... okay. Let's reach for them again. And pass through them as before. You'll have to find some other way to get at them. Examine the machine. The timing mechanism wavers in the air. Similar to Callistage, it appears to be in several states at once. Though all of the machine states are in the exact same location. You can't touch it either. Your hand passes right through the structure. Okay, let's step away then. So there are three machines. Let's start with the left one. I'm quickly gonna save here.
Yes.
Let's start left, from left to right. As you approach this device, Circus Minor changes around you. People are dressed differently and speak differently. Whole new structures appear, including an enormous building rising from the edge of the square. You look down at the device. A series of images flit across its surface. They don't appear related to the changes around you. You see faces of other people and places. All of them familiar. I look more closely at the changes around me. Circus Minor looks almost completely different. All the people here are dressed strangely, and though they speak the truth, they use many terms and phrases that you don't understand. The square has changed as well. All of the tents are gone. The buildings are more powerful and less weathered. One building in particular rises from the edge of the square, a tower of purple rock some 50 stories high. A mural is painted on the side, though you can't see the details from here. Examine the images on the surface of the device. As soon as you focus on them, you feel a warmth on your head where your tattoo is. The images respond to your thoughts, slowing and changing at your whim. It's something about your body that allows you to do this, which perhaps means that only you can even see these images. You immediately recognize the pictures as pieces of memory, specifically the 3 memories you saw back in the fathoms of your mind. Ooh, okay. Look at the memory in the underwater city. The memory is recent. 2 men, both with tattoos like your own, are in an underwater city searching for something. The denizens of the city chase them from their quarry and ultimately surround and capture them. As you review the memory, you get a strange feeling in your mind that you can only describe as a query. The device wants something from you. Suddenly you remember. The memories in the device are possibilities, but you can lock one of the memories here, so it is the only one that displays. You don't remember what purpose that served, though. Okay, look at the memory in the lush valley. Somehow you know the memory is from a long time ago, centuries ago, probably. A man and a woman, both with tattoos like your own, are serving a lush, secluded valley for some purpose you cannot recall. Okay, and the city under siege. Somehow, you know this memory is ancient. It might have occurred 1,000 years ago. A man and a young girl race through the streets of Saga's cliffs. All around them, the city is attacked by a terrible people, the Tabat, you recall. The man takes them to an ancient machine somewhere in the city. Then he and the girl disappear. Okay, so probably have to lock different or same things. Let's see. Ah, okay. Strange feeling. So they are the same memories.
Fine.
Then go back. Images of the two men in the underwater city are now the only images that play on the surface of this device.
Let's go.
Okay, let's do ancient memory here.
Yes.
Into the centuries old here. Okay. As you lock the third image, the air around the device trembles. The other devices in the square begin to glow as though they're about to do something. Just as suddenly, the glow on all three devices fades. The image you had locked to this device flickers, and then the three memories flit across its surface once more. The devices seem to have reset itself. Okay, let's do recent. What if we smash it open? Now that may fail.
Yes.
We can do ancient here.
Let's go.
We do centuries here again. Fades again. Okay. So centuries ago. Okay, let's do this then.
Yes.
Ah, okay. I see. Now let's look at the changes around me. Changes are difficult to notice at first, but after a moment you figure it out. Circus Minor is the same, but the crowd is different. Most of the people in the stalls and buildings are not the same as those you have seen around the square. Those few you do recognize are younger by several years. So that's a recent memory. Here. And then here must be the ancient. Look more closely at the changes. Circus Minor is under attack, squads of F1 soldiers, blah blah blah. Yeah. Excuse me. As soon as you lock the third image, a final surge of energy arcs across the air from the device and the clock itself. The clock shines for a moment, then becomes solid, fixed into a single state. At the same time, the device in front of you goes dark. The images disappear, and thus the strange view of the city's past.
Updated my journal.
We fixed the clock. Interesting, those are the images. Who the hell thought about a device like that? Amazing. Really amazing. Anyway. I would say this was a great end to Part 8 thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave a like, leave a comment, watch the next episode. It will come out soon. I am really thrilled to see where this game is going. This is the first CRPG that I find very, very appealing, as its controls very slick and manageable for someone like me. Anyway, I wish you a great day or great night, whatever it is. This was Bedtime Stories Part 8. My name is Ben Silverland. Peace out.